Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Getting back to work on the Glock 30 in this video. And this one is going to be starting with the slide. Last video I finished putting the lower back together, so that's all set there. Kind of walked through some functions and getting everything lubricated, things like that. So that is going to be moved out of the way, and it is now going to be time to tear down the slide. I'm going to walk through the complete detail stripping of the slide in preparation for the polishing of all the internals. Walk through some of the function stuff in this video series, and then do the reassembly in anticipation of getting this firearm to the range. So I'm going to get a few things out of the way, and then I can start walking through how to take down the slide. All right, so the teardown of the slide on a Glock, pretty straightforward. Like most semi-automatics and most other Glocks, it's going to be removing the recoil spring assembly, put that off to the side, and then also the barrel, which just very carefully walk that up and over, and then you can put that off to the side. So that is basically your quick cleaning strip. Now it's going to be removing the rest of the components, and that is going to start with removing the back plate. If you've never removed back plate on a Glock, if you look in there, there's a little plastic portion of the firing pin assembly. It's the housing that holds the spring for the firing pin. And what you need to do is, if you have a handy dandy Glock tool, put it in right here, and you should be able to push down on that plastic, and with your thumb over the back, with your other hand, which I can't do obviously because I'm holding the camera, push down with one hand on that plastic, using your Glock tool, and the other thumb slide the plate out to get it started. Once it's started, you can use both and just hold over on this side here, because you are going to have the spring for your extractor, and loaded chamber marker is going to want to kind of come out the back. It's in the top corner here. You can see a portion of it right there. So you just want to make sure you cover that up as you're removing the back plate. So that being said, I'm going to just do everything I quickly walked through and get the back plate off. All right, then you can see the back plate is off into the side, and here's what I was talking about as far as the things that are going to want to come out. Again, you need to push down on the plastic housing because it engages the inside of the back plate, as you can see there in the markings, and that's what holds the back plate in place. So that's why you have to do that. Once you do that, it'll slide off, and like I said, just keep your finger or whatever over this to make sure it doesn't come out. It shouldn't really fly anywhere, but better to be safe than sorry. So now that that is out, the next thing is going to be to remove the firing pin, which that is really just as simple as pushing on the tab that sticks out. And there is the firing pin assembly. And then the next parts are going to have to do with the extractor. And if you just give it a little pull, you have the spring and the bar come out as one unit. And just take note that there is a piece that goes in the back of the spring here as well. So you can put that off to the side. And last but not least will be the actual extractor, which you should be able to walk out of place. Let me flip it on the other side. Like so. If you get your finger in here, you can push it out of the groove. And you may have to grab a Glock tool. There we go. Loosen it up and it will come out. It's kind of funny shaped, but right over here is where the spring assembly is pushing on it. So there are all the components. And when you do that, you will also have the firing pin safety will drop out the bottom. So that right there are all of the components of the Glock slide that I am going to be removing in this video. Real quick, I do want to show you that you have to remove everything in the order I walked through, because the extractor, you can see it moving there, that actually holds in that firing pin safety. So once you remove that, then it opens up that hole for the firing pin safety to come through. So just a note, make sure that you remove everything in the order that I described just previously. So the last thing to disassemble in this video for the cleaning work that I'm going to be doing is the actual trigger spring assembly, or the firing pin and spring assembly. And this can be somewhat of a difficult thing to do because what you need to do is get this spring to come down and release these two retainers. This basically are two pieces of plastic that are split. You can see the crack if you look carefully of each side. To do it by hand without any tool is kind of a pain in the butt. You can do it. You just have to have it held solid on something. But this striker itself is going to want to fall at the bottom when you push down like this, so it kind of fights you. So it helps if you have a block like this that you can put it in and hold the striker in place while you push down and then remove those two retainers. It is a two-handed job, so I'm going to do that real quick, but that's all you really need to do is, grab the spring, pull down on it, and then you should be able to remove the two retainers and take the assembly apart. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And there you have it. This is the striker assembly removed. Like I said, pretty straightforward. And once you get the spring, pulled down and have everything held in place, the two retainers are very easy to grab with the other hand. So that is it as far as the disassembly of the slide and all the components go. All right, and that is where I'm going to end this video. Next video, I will pick up with doing the cleaning / polishing of all these parts, and then the final video as far as the teardown and how everything works will be the reassembly of the slides. So if you want to follow along, if you like what you're seeing, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the notification bell. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I do review them. I will reply. I do have a second YouTube channel devoted to automotive stuff. If that is something you're interested in, there is a link in the description below. Please check it out. I also have a Rumble page where I am posting a lot of the firearms stuff as well. If you're on Rumble, I'd appreciate it if you would click on the link and follow me there as well. That being said, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.